Hey, before I get into this video, I want to let you know at about 2 o'clock Central Standard, so about an hour after I upload this, I'll be streaming over on DLive, and I will be giving out a Nintendo Switch, maybe 2 Nintendo Switches. So you can find me at dlive.tv/recording. They're also giving out a bunch of free stuff too for you to check out on their community page. It's the Super Fans Festival. We'll see you there. Let's get into the story. Okay, everyone. Well, I was boning up on the latest IGN report about video games pulling out of the Epic Games Store. I came across some other articles that were a little less distracting, covering the absolute mess that the Epic Games Store ended up being, including what appears to be, at least loosely translated, a boss at Epic perhaps calling a developer greedy. Now, I'm not a native Russian speaker, so you'll have to take that part with a grain of salt. It's just a part of a larger story. So Epic first rolled out its first kind of Steam-esque super sale the last few days, which actually offered a lot of really good deals on a lot of different games. Unfortunately, as with everything else, the back end was nearly equipped to support developers opting in and opting out of the sale, or allowing for different percentages, or whatever the case may be. So apparently, it looks like everyone was opted into the sale without their permission, and some developers came out looking a little shady after backing out of the sale. Now, well-known creeper Nathan Grayson covered earlier today, Epic once again took a page from Steambook and announced a mega sale. This was Thursday. That included high percentage discounts, including $10 off every game priced $14.99 and higher. Strong, right? That's a strong discount. And if you're one of the people that really doesn't care what platform or downloader you use, you probably got some sweet deals on games. Although I did hear some people were getting banned for buying multiple games, or it was just a huge mess. However, Vampire the Masquerade, Bloodlines 2, an upcoming RPG, disappeared. That was the first to disappear. Nobody was quite sure what to make of it. It was briefly available for a discounted price and currently returns a 404 error. So they were unable to just remove the fact that it was for sale. They had to just hide the entire game. An Epic representative told Kotaku that Vampire the Masquerade publisher Paradox chose at the last second, or after the last second, technically, to not participate in the sale. Now, curious. I mean, I get not wanting to have a game that, is essentially not even out yet in pre-order, offering discounts up front is probably not a good look. But at the end of the day, I mean, what happened to you making all this extra money on the Epic Game Store? You're making 12 to 20% more money. Couldn't you have taken a discount for the good of the gamer? But I guess not. An Epic representative told Kotaku that Vampire the Masquerade publisher Paradox chose, yes, it's a developer or a publisher chooses not to participate in our sales, we will honor that decision, the Epic rep said in an email. Paradox Interactive has chosen not to participate in the Epic mega sale, and the game has been temporarily removed from sale. If you purchase Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 during the period when it was discount did apply, at that time of checkout, Epic will honor that price. So that's kind of crummy. I mean, I guess it's good that you honor that price, but it's crummy for everyone else who missed out on the opportunity. Shortly after Vampire figuratively exploded into a cloud of bats, Epic Director of Strategy Publishing, Sergey Galiganukis, only real fans will get that reference, made a similar comment on the Russian site DTF, and the Epic representative confirmed it was accurate. A little later, he made another comment on the same site saying that he initially thought Paradox was aware of how the sale would affect the game, but after a little investigation, it turned out I was wrong. Well, okay. Paradox, of course, wouldn't go into specifics. Now, that was not the first, though. It's worth noting that neither neither of these games are Epic Store exclusive. Sorry, the other game that was pulled was Space Station Survival Sim called Oxygen Not Included. Epic Game Store page also gives a 404 error right now. Developer and publisher Client Entertainment has yet to comment on why this happened. Now, it is important to reach out or to mention that they are not Epic exclusives, which could put them in an awkward spot in other stores. So, okay, that's fair. The structure of the sale, after all, is unusual. The additional $10 off games priced $14.99 or higher comes courtesy of Epic, meaning Epic itself is taking a monetary hit. So companies like Paradox and Klei can't easily match those prices on Steam. In Paradox's case, it was doubly dicey, seeing Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 isn't even out yet. Why pre-order it anywhere else if Epic could theoretically discount it again if before it's released? Epic's bouncing baby store has had other first-time mega sale-related hiccups, as well as Hades, early access roguelite from the makers of Bastion and Pyre, was briefly priced at $6.99. A developer Supergiant corrected it, the developer Supergiant, with a confusing increase not only to the game's sale price, which is now $14.99, but also the base price, which was $19.99, but now $24.99. They did that, obviously, just to match the price. We raised the list price based on continued improvements and additions we made so far in early access. We think this price point reflects the game's current value. Customers can get the game at a lower than ever price for several weeks. Yikes. To an extent, it's understandable that Epic Games Store shouldn't nail running a store-wide sale on its very first try. After all, it took Valve ages to get Steam sales right. Yeah, but they have a roadmap. And then you have Borderlands 3 pre-order pulled from Epic Games Store amid mega sale kerfuffle. It literally happened when I was clicking checkout. The option to pre-order Borderlands 3 from the Epic Games Store has vanished without explanation. Overnight, a raft of publishers pulled their games from Epic's download platform over its first sale. Publisher 2K appeared to follow suit with the hotly anticipated Borderlands 3. I'll be getting that 6 months after release, apparently. As for the sale, the prices for various versions of Borderlands 3 came with eye-catching $10 off, meant you could pay $39.99 in their funny money to get it. 2K appears to have pulled the ability to pre-order the digital edition of the PC version of Borderlands. So what's going on? Epic declined for comment. Essentially, the PC gaming community, they go on to say, has been an important part of the success of Borderlands series. We are excited to be partnering with Epic and recognize its worldwide popularity. Blah, 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 blah. Just a whole mess. Just a big mess. And then you had another translation. Now, I don't speak Russian, but you see a conversation with Sergey here talking about... now, this is using Google Translate, all right? So I doubt it's perfect, but this is what's being reported on, and I will show you what other people are saying. So, customer says, but on sales, it will no longer be. Again, this is translated. Sergey says, I don't know. The publisher suddenly changed their mind. Then another customer or person goes back. Yes, in principle, Paradox like to include the regime of greedy. Recall only their experiment with the rise of prices in the Euro region and another fall, either because of Vane, who went up, blah, 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 blah. Sergey goes back to say, they did not lose money at this sale. They significantly increased sales and at the same time received the full price. If the company is greedy, then this is just the perfect solution. There is a discount sales. There is a discount. Sales have increased, but the store pays a discount. Other stores, the game is also available. Most likely, yes. So I don't know if he's necessarily calling them greedy, to be honest with you, because, you know, I don't read it like that. He's saying, I think he's responding to somebody calling a developer greedy, and then he's coming back to say, look, if they're greedy, who cares? They're getting full boat anyway, because Epic's paying the difference. But the article reads, Epic Games Store has been making waves with exclusivity deals and other niceties. Not really. But today we have a different story to report on. The big sale going on, Epic Games Mega Sale, a riff on their old name. Customers will get $10 off anything over $14.99, and the deal will be honored, even on pre-orders. Epic Games is absorbing that $10 charge, which is a very nice move on their part. But publishers, Paradox, seemingly unamused when they discovered that certain poorer regions of the world, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2, would get a 70% off price reduction thanks to this deal. Considering that the game is still very far away, March 2020 release, the publisher has a point. As for some regions, the game being sold at some kind of discount, we'd see a year or so after release. Consequently, Paradox requested that Bloodlines 2 be removed from the Epic Mega Sale and seemingly from the store as well, which prompted a somewhat strange reaction from the Epic Store boss, Sergey Galyankin, who called the publisher greedy in the comment section of a DTF article. Now, I didn't read it like that, but I don't speak Russian. According to the same article, the game will return to Epic Games Store once the sale is over. Instead of discounting your title from the start, maybe invest some time in explaining why it's worth the price and why you're changing it. It's obviously harder than slapping $9.99 tag on it like everyone else does. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. You know, if Epic is truly calling somebody greedy, you can see some relation here. This was brought to my attention. Yes, I can confirm this living in South Africa. So Paradox already adjusts, by the way, the 70% pricing. Paradox already adjusts the price of their games by making them cost less in poorer regions. So the blanket discount of a specific dollar amount doesn't work with that. So I get that. I get that. Yes, can confirm this living in South America. Also on Epic CEO, he spent the last few months touting the platform of developers deserve more for the game. Immediately calls them out for being greedy when they want more for their game. You know, it's hard to say. It's hard to say because, you know, Paradox, I understand not wanting to discount your game before it's released. I really do. I don't think it looks that bad for developers, specifically on pre-orders. What looks worse here is Epic's execution and all the mud on the face. And by Epic's poor execution, now games like Vampire the Masquerades, which may have never wanted to take part in the sale in the first place, looks greedy or they look bad. Borderlands looks bad. If they were just to reach out to people and say, hey, who wants to be in, who doesn't want to be in, and they had properly executed it from the start, this is like any idiot should be able to do this. Epic, look, I'm a slightly above idiot level. You know, holla at your boy. I'll help you out. You should have just picked the games that wanted to take part and then excluded the games that didn't want to take part and launched the sale that way. It didn't have to be store-wide. It was still a killer discount, to be honest with you. And I don't think anyone would have been upset about not being able to save money specifically on titles that aren't even out yet, like Borderlands 3, as well as Vampire the Masquerade 2. But again, it's just another bungle from the Epic Game Store. But regardless of that, you could still get some good deals, I guess, if you choose to shop the Epic Store. I don't buy that he's calling them greedy, but again, I don't speak Russian. Maybe he is. I read this more as his reply saying, hey, look, if they want to be greedy, this is what you want. You're going to sell more units and you don't take any hit on the price, which to me then doesn't make a lot of sense for pulling, for example, Borderlands 3 off. But hey, you know, remember when we were promised all sorts of great discounts through Epic Game Store exclusivity? Well, it appears these games that have chosen to go that route, like Borderlands 3, aren't prepared to do that just yet. I hope you enjoyed this video, though. We'll talk to you again real soon.